Your worst mental habit may look like intelligence. Think about that for a second. What if the thing you've always considered one of your strengths, your ability to analyze, your ability to think deeply, your ability to consider every possibility, is actually the reason you're exhausted? Because here's something most people never realize. Overthinking doesn't feel like a problem when it's happening. It feels productive. It feels responsible. It feels smart. And that's exactly why it's so dangerous. Your brain convinces you that if you just think a little longer, analyze a little deeper, or replay the situation one more time, you'll finally find the answer. But what if your mind isn't solving the problem anymore? What if it's feeding a loop? And if that's true, how many hours of your life have been spent trapped inside your own thoughts? You know the feeling. You're lying in bed, the room is quiet, but your mind isn't. A conversation from 3 days ago suddenly reappears. A mistake from years ago somehow feels fresh again. A future problem that hasn't happened yet starts playing like a movie inside your head, and your brain keeps asking questions. What if? What if I fail?
What if they don't like me? What if I made the wrong decision? What if something goes wrong? The strange thing is, you already know these thoughts aren't helping, yet you keep thinking them. And this is where things get interesting. Because most people believe overthinking is caused by having too many problems. Psychology suggests something very different. Your brain is not searching for answers, it's searching for certainty. And those are not the same thing. Certainty feels safe. Your brain loves safety. Thousands of years ago, uncertainty could mean danger. If your ancestors ignored uncertainty, they didn't survive. So your brain evolved to predict, to analyze, to anticipate threats. But modern life created a problem. Most of today's uncertainties cannot be solved. You can't know exactly what people think about you.
You can't predict the future. You can't eliminate every possible risk, but your brain keeps trying. And that's where overthinking begins. Not because you're weak, not because you're broken, but because your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do. The problem is, it never knows when to stop. Here's something most people don't know. Every time you overthink, your brain receives a tiny reward. Not because it found a solution, but because it feels like it's doing something.
Action reduces anxiety,
Even mental action. So when uncertainty appears, your brain starts analyzing. The analysis temporarily feels productive. For a brief moment, anxiety decreases, but then uncertainty returns, and your brain starts the process again. This creates a psychological loop. Uncertainty, thinking, temporary relief. More uncertainty, more thinking, temporary relief, over and over. And this is the part nobody talks about. The goal of the loop isn't solving the problem. The goal of the loop is avoiding discomfort. Your brain would rather think endlessly than sit with uncertainty. Imagine someone sends you a short text. Okay, that's it. One word. Immediately, your brain starts working. Are they upset? Did I say something wrong? Why was the message so short? Maybe they're angry. Maybe I offended them. Maybe they're losing interest. Within minutes, your mind creates an entire story. But notice something. Nothing actually happened. The suffering came from interpretation, not reality. And this happens everywhere. Relationships, careers, money, social situations. Your brain fills information gaps with possibilities. And unfortunately, it rarely fills them with positive ones. Because from an evolutionary perspective, assuming danger was safer than assuming safety. Most people think the solution is finding the perfect answer. So they think more, research more, analyze more, prepare more. But that's like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. Because overthinking isn't caused by a lack of information. It's caused by an inability to tolerate uncertainty. Read that again. The problem isn't that you don't know enough. The problem is that your brain wants guarantees and life doesn't provide them. This is why smart people often overthink more. They have stronger analytical abilities, more mental tools, more ways to imagine outcomes, more ways to create scenarios. Their intelligence becomes a weapon pointed at themselves. And that's why your worst mental habit can look like intelligence. So what actually works? The answer surprises most people. You don't beat overthinking by thinking better. You beat overthinking by changing your relationship with uncertainty. The next time a thought appears, ask yourself, am I solving a problem or am I feeding a loop? That question changes everything because real problem solving creates action. Overthinking creates repetition.
Real thinking moves forward. Overthinking moves in circles. Another powerful question is, what evidence do I have right now? Not what might happen, not what could happen. What is actually true right now? This forces your brain back into reality. And here's the deeper shift. Instead of demanding certainty, practice accepting uncertainty. Because confidence isn't knowing what will happen. Confidence is knowing you'll handle whatever happens. That's a completely different mindset, and it's one that breaks the cycle. At the beginning of this video, I said something unusual. Your worst mental habit may look like intelligence. Now you know why. Overthinking disguises itself as preparation, as responsibility, as caution, as intelligence. But beneath all of those masks is something much simpler: fear of uncertainty. The moment you understand that, everything changes. Because you stop chasing perfect answers. You stop trying to control every outcome. You stop demanding certainty from an uncertain world. And something unexpected happens. Your mind becomes quieter. Not because life becomes easier, but because you're no longer fighting reality. You're finally working with it. And that may be the difference between spending your life trapped inside your thoughts or actually living it. If this video felt uncomfortably personal, that's because millions of people are fighting the same invisible battle every day. And the first step toward change is understanding how your mind works. So if you enjoy psychology, human behavior, neuroscience, and self-improvement content that helps you understand yourself on a deeper level, subscribe now, because the next video might explain something about your mind you've never noticed before.